Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and wondered, where did all my money go? Maybe you work hard every single day. Maybe you earn a decent salary. But somehow, by the last week of the month, you're counting coins, skipping meals, or borrowing from friends just to survive until payday. You tell yourself, I just don't make enough. But deep down, you know that's not the whole truth. What if the problem isn't how much you earn, but the way you handle every dollar that passes through your hands? This is the story of a man who was drowning in debt, until an old shopkeeper taught him 4 simple math rules that changed the way he saw money forever. Stay with me until the end. In a mid-sized city where people rush to work every morning and rush to spend every evening, there lived a 29-year-old man named Victor. Victor worked as a junior accountant at a logistics company. He earned a reasonable salary, not luxurious, but more than enough for a single man to live on. But Victor had a problem. No matter how much he earned, his bank account was always near zero by the 20th of each month. He lived in a modest apartment shared with a roommate. His clothes were new, sometimes too new. His phone was the latest model. His weekends were filled with restaurant dinners, online shopping, and impulse purchases he forgot about within a week. The irony was painful. Victor was an accountant. He managed other people's finances at work every day. But his own money? It slipped through his fingers like water through a cracked bowl. His coworkers often said, "Victor, you're so good with numbers. You must be great with money." He would laugh and say, "Of course." But inside, he felt like a fraud. His older sister, who lived in another city, called him once a month. She was a school teacher, earning less than Victor. Yet she owned a small apartment, had savings, and never worried about bills. "Victor, have you started saving yet?" she would ask. "I will, sis, next month. Things have been expensive lately." It was always next month. What Victor never told anyone was this. He was carrying credit card debt that had been growing for 2 years. Every month, he paid the minimum. Every month, the interest added more. It was like trying to empty a bathtub while the tap was still running. And the worst part? He didn't even know exactly how much he owed. He was afraid to look. Some nights, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, the same thought circled his mind like a trapped bird. I make money. Why am I always broke? What am I doing wrong? He didn't know the answer, and that scared him more than the debt itself. One Friday evening in October, Victor went to buy groceries, basic things, rice, eggs, vegetables. At the counter, he tapped his card. Declined. He tried again. Declined. The cashier looked at him. The person behind him in line shifted impatiently. Victor's face burned red. He mumbled an apology, left the groceries on the counter, and walked out with nothing. Standing outside in the cool evening air, he checked his phone. At 3 notifications, an overdue credit card payment, a late fee on his phone bill, and a rent reminder from his landlord. His total bank balance, $11.40. That night, he sat alone in his apartment. His roommate was out. The kitchen was nearly empty. He opened a can of instant noodles, the cheap kind, and ate in silence. Then his sister called. "Victor, I need to tell you something. Mom needs dental surgery. It's going to cost around $2,000. I can cover half. Can you help with the rest?" $1,000. His mother needed $1,000. And he, a man with a full-time job, couldn't even buy groceries. He said, "Let me check my finances." I'll call you back." He hung up and sat still for a long time. Then something broke inside him. Not with sadness, with shame. He whispered to himself, "I earn money every single month. Where does it all go? I can't even help my own mother." The next morning, a Saturday, Victor did something unusual. Instead of sleeping in, he walked to the old market district near his apartment. He wasn't sure why. Maybe he just needed to think. He noticed a small stationery and bookshop he had passed 100 times but never entered. The sign was faded, the paint was peeling, but the shop was clean and organized. Inside, behind the counter, sat an elderly man in his 70s. He wore simple clothes, reading glasses on his nose, and was writing numbers in a thick ledger, by hand. Victor browsed the shelves, not really looking for anything. But the old man looked up and studied him with quiet, sharp eyes. "You look like someone who is good with numbers but bad with money," the old man said gently. Victor froze. What makes you say that?" The old man smiled. "Because I was exactly like you, 40 years ago. Sit down, I'll make tea, and I'll teach you something that no school ever will." Victor sat on a wooden stool across from the shopkeeper. The tea was warm, the shop was quiet, and what the old man said next would stay with Victor for the rest of his life. The shopkeeper took a blank sheet of paper and drew 4 symbols: a plus sign, a minus sign, a multiplication sign, and a division sign. "Young man, everything you need to know about money can be found in the 4 operations you learned in primary school: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division." He pointed to the plus sign first. "Most people think addition means earning more. That's only half true. Real addition means adding things that protect and grow your wealth." He wrote a short list. Add knowledge. Learn how money actually works, not just how to spend it. Add the habit of tracking every dollar that comes in and goes out. Add an emergency fund, even a small one, so that when life hits you, you don't crumble. Add extra income streams, even tiny ones, so you're never depending on a single paycheck. He looked at Victor. "Tell me, do you track your spending?" Victor shook his head. "Do you have an emergency fund?" Victor looked down. "No." "Then you've been doing math with only half the numbers. You can't solve the equation if you don't know what you're working with." The old man pointed to the minus sign. "Now, subtraction. This is the hardest one, because it requires you to be honest with yourself." He leaned forward. "Subtract emotional spending. Buying things because you're sad, bored, or stressed. Subtract the habit of spending to impress people who don't actually care about you. Subtract every subscription, every monthly charge, every small leak that drains your money without you noticing." He picked up an old teacup from the shelf. It had a tiny crack at the bottom. "See this cup? If I pour tea into it, the tea leaks out slowly. You don't notice at first, but after an hour, the cup is empty. That's what unnecessary spending does to your wallet. A coffee here, a subscription there, a gadget you use twice. Small leaks, big losses." Victor stared at the cup. He thought about his streaming subscriptions, 3 of them, all running at once. His food delivery orders, the gym membership he hadn't used in 6 months, the new phone he bought when his old one still worked. Small leaks, every single month. "How do I find the cracks?" Victor asked. "Write down everything you spent last month. Everything, then circle the things that truly made your life better. Cross out the rest. That's your subtraction." The old man pointed to the multiplication sign. Multiplication is not about getting rich overnight. Forget that fantasy. Multiplication is about consistency. And he drew a simple example. If you save even a small amount every month and put it somewhere, it can grow. A safe savings account, a small investment, over time, it multiplies. Not because of magic, because of patience. Build skills that increase your earning power. A new certification, a side project, a freelance skill, each one is a multiplier on your income. And the most powerful multiplier of all? Passive income, money that works while you sleep. It starts small, maybe just a few dollars a month. But over years, it grows into something that gives you freedom. Finally, the old man pointed to the division sign. Division is the art of giving every dollar a job before it arrives. He drew 4 boxes on the paper: living expenses, savings, investment, emergency. When your salary comes in, divide it immediately. Don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left. By then, there's nothing left. Divide first, spend what remains. He added 2 more boxes: learning and giving. Set aside money for your own growth, a course, a book, a tool that makes you better, and set aside something, even a little, to help others. Because money that is shared returns to you in ways that numbers can't measure. The old man put down his pen and looked at Victor seriously. I've run this small shop for over 40 years. I never became wealthy, but I never went hungry. I put my children through school. I own this building, and I sleep well every night. Not because I earned a lot, because I followed these 4 rules every single month, without exception. He pushed the paper toward Victor. Take this, go home, look at your finances honestly, maybe for the first time. Apply these 4 operations, do it for 3 months, then come back and tell me what changed. Victor held the paper like it was something precious. Why are you helping me? He asked. You don't even know me. The old man smiled. Because 40 years ago, someone helped me, and I promised I would pass it on. That Saturday night, Victor did something he had avoided for 2 years. He sat down and wrote out every single debt, every subscription, every monthly expense. The total shocked him. He was spending almost a third of his salary on things he didn't need or couldn't even remember buying. He started with Subtraction, the cracked cup, while he canceled 2 of his 3 streaming services. He deleted the food delivery app from his phone. He paused his unused gym membership and started jogging in the park instead. He stopped buying coffee every morning and started making it at home. The first week felt uncomfortable. The second week felt strange. By the 3rd week, he barely noticed. At the end of the month, Victor had money left over for the first time in 2 years. Not a fortune, but something. And that something felt like proof. He moved to addition and division. He opened a separate savings account and set up an automatic transfer on payday, a fixed amount every month before he touched anything else. He created 4 simple categories in his notebook: living, saving, emergency, growth. Every dollar had a destination before it arrived. He also started tracking his spending daily, just 5 minutes each evening, writing down what he spent and why. It was a small habit, but it changed everything. He became aware of patterns he had never noticed. And he began reading 1 book about personal finance, then another, not complicated theories, simple, practical knowledge about how money works. In the 3rd month, Victor started thinking about multiplication. He used his accounting skills to offer freelance bookkeeping on weekends, just a few hours for a small local bakery that needed help organizing their records. The pay was modest, but it was a second income stream he had never had before. He put a portion of his savings into a simple, low-risk investment account, not trying to get rich, just letting his money sit somewhere it could grow slowly. By the end of 3 months, Victor's life looked the same from the outside. Same apartment, same job, same clothes. But everything underneath had changed. His credit card debt was shrinking for the first time in 2 years, not because he earned more, but because he stopped the leaks. His savings account had a small but growing balance. He had an emergency fund that could cover 1 month of expenses, and he had sent his mother the money she needed for her surgery, on time, without borrowing from anyone. One Saturday morning, Victor walked back into the old bookshop. The shopkeeper looked up and smiled. "You look different, Lighter." Victor sat down. "I followed your 4 rules, every day for 3 months. I'm not rich, but for the first time in my life, I'm not afraid of my own bank account." The old man nodded. "That's not financial success. That's financial peace, and peace is worth more than any number." Victor pulled out his notebook, filled with 3 months of tracking, plans, and small victories. "Can I ask you one more thing? Why did you write your numbers by hand in that ledger when computers can do it faster?" The old man tapped the ledger. "Because when you write every number by hand, you feel it, you respect it. Money is not just math. It's a relationship, and relationships require attention." My friend, Victor's story is not about becoming rich. It's about becoming free. Free from the anxiety of not knowing where your money went. Free from the shame of not being able to help the people you love. Free from the endless cycle of earning and losing and earning again. Here's what most people misunderstand about money. The problem is rarely how much you make. The problem is that no one teaches us the basics. We learn algebra in school, but not how to manage a paycheck. We learn history, but not how to build an emergency fund. We learn science, but not how to stop spending money we don't have on things. We don't need to impress people we don't even like. So remember the shopkeeper's 4 rules. Addition. Add knowledge, add tracking, add savings, add extra income. Build the foundation. Subtraction. Remove emotional spending, remove wasteful habits, remove the leaks in your cracked cup, and be honest about what's draining you. Multiplication. Save consistently, invest patiently, build skills, create streams of income that work even when you rest. Division. Divide your money before you spend it. Give every dollar a job. And don't forget to divide some for learning, for giving, and for the future. Here is your challenge. The same one the shopkeeper gave Victor. Step 1. Tonight, sit down and write out every expense from last month. Every single one. Don't judge, just observe. Find the cracks in your cup. Step 2. Tomorrow, when your next paycheck arrives, divide it first. Set aside savings before you spend a single dollar on anything else. Even a small amount. Start the habit. Step 3. Choose one thing to subtract this week. One subscription you don't use. One habit that costs money but adds nothing. Remove it. See how it feels. You don't need to earn more to live better. You need to understand the money you already have. Victor was an accountant who couldn't manage his own finances. If he can learn, so can you. It doesn't take a finance degree. It takes 4 simple rules, a notebook, and the courage to look at the truth. The shopkeeper said something that I want you to carry with you. Money is not just math. It's a relationship, and relationships require attention. Give your money attention, respect it, direct it, and it will start working for you instead of disappearing on you. If this story gave you a new way to think about your finances, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Maybe a friend who's always broke before payday, or a family member who never learned these basics. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of the 4 rules do you need to start with? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? I read every comment. Let's learn together. And subscribe to this channel. Remember, you learned addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division when you were a child. Now it's time to apply them to the most important subject no one ever taught you: your money, your freedom, your future. Start tonight. The cracked cup is still leaking, but now you know how to fix it.